Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another conversation here at Crossroads Tax Advisors. And today I am with Eric Hubbard, when he's one of the co-founders of Pain-Free Dental Marketing. And Eric, welcome. How are you doing
Thank
today?
I'm doing wonderful, Jason. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Glad to have you. And we met a few weeks ago at the All-Star Dental Academy Growth Summit, and it was good to meet you down there in Florida. And any quick reflections on the event?
Alex and his team always put on a great event. That's the second year we've been down there, and it's lovely. We run probably marketing for half the offices that were there this year, and I mean, great people, great event, and it's always a pleasure to be down there. And I got to meet you, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure that was the highlight. So, well, we wanted to have a conversation with you today. Just we've had one of these with another marketing firm,
Mhm.
and I just wanted to get another marketing firm on here to get a different perspective.
Sure.
And so, as a marketing firm for dental practices in the dental community, tell me a little bit about what you guys do. How did pain-free dental marketing begin? Give us a little bit of insight to that.
Yeah, I think that to understand where we are, you have to have some appreciation of how we got started. And I grew up in rural Oklahoma where kids were raised on Copenhagen, Coca-Cola, and wrestling. And as my parents had some oral health issues in their mid 40s, and in my early 20s, I don't think I went to the dentist before I was 27 or 28 years old. And but around 2000, my mom developed some cancer and started going to a dentist. And there was this beautiful human being by the name of John Barroso, and he ran a practice in Burleson, Texas. And he would go sit with my mom during chemo and just take care of her. I mean, and she was just a patient, right? And he would go sit with my mom, and he just really showed this great appreciation for her and who she was. And again, they developed this great friendship. And fast forward about 12 years, and I'm sitting in John Barroso's chair, and he's talking to me about all the challenges that happen in dentistry, and that he used to be fee for service, and now he's accepting all these insurance plans. And he used to see 40, 50 new patients, and now he's seeing 20. And his production used to be 200, and now it's 120. And he just said, can you help me? And at the time I worked at Procter and Gamble and GameStop, and I didn't know anything about dental, but I knew that this incredible human being was so good to my mom before she passed that I wanted to help him. And that's really how we got started. And when I came in, I knew that I didn't want to do a la carte, because I wanted to take the same discipline and rigor that a Procter and Gamble or a GameStop would use in their campaigns. And because that's all I knew was, Fortune 70 marketing. So all I really did, because of where I came from in Oklahoma, I built ads that I would like, and I ran them on channels that I wanted. And I made sure that from Google to YouTube videos to imagery to the website, that I told a comprehensive story. And I began, and he had, I don't know, 6 or 8 different marketing vendors of some kind. And I just began picking them off and kind of developing it under my umbrella. And it was amazing. And he got back up to, 270, $280,000 in monthly production. He started seeing great new patients. And through that journey, one client became three, and three became 10, and 10 became, 100. And we started to grow. But we always wanted to stay true to that. I want to come in as an extension of the office. I care how the phones are answered. I care how the brand is presented. I don't want to just run lead gen ads that have no future development. And really, as we built, held that very true of, I want to know my offices. I want to enjoy them. I want to work with people that I enjoy, and I want to help good people. And in a long-winded way, that's kind of how we got formed. And that's why when we come in, we really work with the offices to establish a budget of somewhere between 3 and 6% based on their goals of net production. And then we become stewards of that budget. So a good example is during summer, most people have pretty full schedules, and they're taking some vacation.
Yes.
So I'm not going to spend a bunch of money on Google search ads to drive traffic when you might be scheduling someone out 2.5, 3 weeks. I might save some of that and run them in September and October.
Mhm.
But during summer, I might generate some branding ads, and I might come out and do a photo shoot, and I might capture some new photos of the office and a video or patient testimonial. And we really just become sort of a true chief marketing officer, and of course the 20 people behind us that help work the accounts. But yeah, we really just want to come in and be an extension of the office, and their goals are our goals. So we care about growth.
Yeah, I like that. And that kind of gets us into the next question, which is, what makes pain-free dental marketing unique in their approach? And, you've kind of touched on that a little bit. Anything else you want to add to that? I really liked, and I remember this from Florida, is that if the person answering the phone is not effective, then
Mhm.
it's hard for the marketing plan to be effective. So I don't know if you want to elaborate on that or go in a different direction.
I think there's a couple of things. The one is I personally hate contracts. I, you know, I don't hire anyone and say, here's your salary guaranteed for a year. Why would you hire a company and guarantee their salary for a year? So I believe in the month to month engagement. I think that gets the best of products. And more importantly, I think it keeps us aligned of I'm making sure that I'm meeting your goals. And by the way, I think you have a part to play in this too. And I think that part is your operations have to be good or better. And you have to be good on the phone. I think that you have to invest in the front desk training. And that's actually how we ended up in Florida with All Star, is that we love them because they make sure the front desk is held accountable to scheduling and answering the phones. Because our nightmare scenario, right? Everyone has their dirty little secrets of problems, right? I mean, I've heard our tax attorney. She's like, the dirty secret is everyone waits to send me on the very last day, and she's like, and then they yell at me when there's these little bitty little delays, and that has to be frustrating for you. Ours is you invest 5, 6, $7,000 in marketing a month, assuming you're a big office, by the way, and your front desk is atrocious. And in any scenario, I'm getting fired because you're investing this money, but you're not seeing the return.
Yes.
And candidly, we got tired of getting fired for other people's, sins, if you will. So we began to lean into the front desk, and we really bear hug them. Like we know their names. We know, if they have a baby and they're working, like we might send them a diaper subscription. Like we try to get them excited about the marketing plan, because under most paradigms, more patients just mean more work for them. It doesn't mean more money. And when we start pushing marketing, and think about when you shift from referrals, which are basically going to, it's yours to lose, to now I'm driving marketing, which is more sales focused. We are creating more work for the front desk.
Yes.
And we try to bear hug them and get them really excited and there. So between no contracts, between really bear hugging the front desk and making them our allies, that's I will say those are the two biggest differentiators between us, in that, because you can be I'm channel agnostic. I'd hire a sign spinner if that's what drove traffic to the office. But typically we do focus on the traditional SEO, paid media, video production,
Mhm.
things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Like I said, that connected with Chris and I, quite a bit when we were talking with you down in Florida. It's just, the idea of, yes, you get all the information, but it doesn't matter what you do if that person answering the phone is
Mhm.
not effective and not a good communicator and doesn't get those patients in the door because they don't feel comfortable, then you're right. You are going to get fired 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 times out of 10. So
10
it
out of
is
10.
important.
Sure,
Yes.
because I see, if you're my front desk, I see you every day. I have a relationship with you. And in today's labor market, it is harder to hire a front desk than it is to swap out a marketing team, probably.
Yes.
And that sounds crazy to me, but that's the reality we live in.
Yes. Yes. So, well, let's keep moving on. So, as far as when, if you were to make a recommendation to doctors, dentists out there, when they go to interview a marketing firm, because hopefully they're going to interview, several different ones,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
so as they do that, what are some of the important things they need to consider, when they interview, so they make sure they get the one that's right for them?
That is a great question. And it is one that is near and dear to my heart. I think first is I think anyone who's making promises is making some bad promises. I think, especially in the SEO game, you hear, I'll get you on first page. I will tell you again, I've taken companies public. I've worked at P&G, GameStop, massive companies, and SEO is as simple as develop good content that people are interested in, and that makes it inherently complex. And I think any group that is making SEO promises is, other than I'm going to work really hard for you and represent your brand well. I think, anytime you hear first page or 30 days, ooh, I would run. I think those are warning flags. The other one and I think this is the most important, I think you need to define success with them. And, I think there's two fundamental types of marketing companies. I think there's the lead generation guys, which I sent you 72 leads and God help you, if you close them. And then I think there's, more on the branding spectrum of I'm going to make you look amazing and whatever happens, happens. I like to sort of be in the middle. I think you have to generate leads, and I have to think you represent a good brand, but I think there's a balance there. I think that a dentist needs to decide what success is, and if success is the office growing, I think don't get into, well, how many leads did you send me and things like that. I think if the office is growing, the office is growing. I think if you're stylistically you want a lead gen company, I think you need to determine the number of leads and what the close rate's going to be,
Mhm.
because I think the quality of those leads matter. So I really think that there's marketing teams out there for everyone. I mean, we're friends with, guys like Gary Bird and Wondrist and other marketing companies that we think they do good work. Now, I think that they lean more heavy on lead, or they may lean more heavily on the branding side. But I think that that fit is probably more important than what channels they're running.
Okay.
I
Makes
think that
sense.
you need to agree what success is. And if success is you're going to generate 100 phone calls through marketing, I think we need to agree on that success. Now, for me, I think success is production growth. And the reason I think that is I think that when I begin to run patient testimonials, when I begin to run doctor videos, when we start punching up your social media, I think you're going to pick up more referrals.
Okay.
And now we're going to get into the game of, well, those are referrals, sure, but when your referrals went up 30% when you hired me, you know, I, I think we have to allocate some of that. So really, I think it's about defining success and finding a company that you trust is working hard for you. Uh, there's one of the frustrating things in marketing is you will still have a bad month with a great marketing team. The demands and trends of dentistry are more seasonal, I think, than we understand. And in fact, what I think most dentists should get comfortable doing is go to trends.google.com and search term dentist near me is a really good indicator of overall demand in the marketplace and historically. So you're still going to have bad months. And I think you need a marketing team you trust. And I think you need to align on what those goals are.
Okay. Makes sense. Sounds great. So, one of the things that we've done and how these conversations started was, we were talking about what's the optimal team
Hmm.
for, a doc, a dentist to have. And, so talk a little bit about how a marketing firm does work, should work, and how pain-free dental marketing works with those other members, whether it be a CPA like Crossroads, or
Hmm.
if it's the practice management or HR management, or maybe it's the wealth management, financial advisor, whoever it may be. How do you work together with them, and how do they benefit what you guys do, and how do what our CPA does, how do you use that information to create that marketing plan?
I think, y- yeah, Jason, I think if you looked at our most successful offices, those doctors have built a team that they trust. So they have a CPA, they have someone that is handling their marketing, they have a coach, they're investing in their office. Our favorite engagements are where, we have our meetings with the front desk, we have our meetings with the doctor, but once a quarter, I love to get the entire C-suite together, or you know, and talk about the goals of the doctor, because most practices you can't separate the office from the human being behind it.
Yes.
Um, there. I mean, so I think talking about how their goals are going, and I don't need to be party to, their retirement discussions and things like that, but I think bringing everyone together to talk about, okay, a good one is, we're going to buy a cone beam. Right. Well, that's great. You might talk to them about how they're going to afford it, about where they're going to finance it, about all the things. But like, there does have to be a marketing plan associated to that. So
Yes.
we might discuss it, and we might add $1,500 to the marketing budget for the next year to produce content around the cone beam and what it means. We may publish a video and put it in the ops and the TV in the waiting room. So for me, that is the best case scenario of once a quarter, we would all come together and discuss the goals of the practice. Because I think that gives the dentist the best product from just an overall lifestyle perspective.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. I appreciate that. So, last question today, and this is one that I've asked every time I've had one of these
Okay.
conversations: is what is one thing that, well, and you know what? I guess there are two other questions I have for you. So let's go do two more. I apologize.
All right. No problem.
Hot topics in marketing right now. Marketing and dental. What are they?
It's hard to not talk about AI and video. Uh, I will tell you that I like AI. I don't think it's going to change the underlying paradigm of consumers want content that reflects the reality that they're about to get into. And this actually ties in perfectly to the one thing they need to do.
Okay, yes,
I
great.
want
I like it. I like it.
I want no stock imagery. I want pictures of the doctors. I want pictures of the team. I want to hear them talking about treatment on the homepage. The number one thing you can do is on your Google My Business page, or they call it, Google Business now. But on your Google profile and on your website, I want actual pictures of you talking about your approach to dentistry. When a patient lands on one of those, they need to see not some random image of a stock person. They need to see a picture of you and a video of you talking about dentistry. I think that is the most powerful thing you can do in marketing. Yeah. But I think back to the spirit of your first question is AI. I don't think AI is going to change consumer behavior. I think it's going to make it easier to produce a quality video, easier to make a better bio for you. I think it's going to make the content generation easier. But I think that, again, you can record a video on your phone, upload it to some AI tools, and get a better quality video. I think that's the trend, but I don't know that it's going to undermine or underlying change consumer behavior today. But the rise of short form video is the most powerful thing we've seen in marketing in the last few years. Um, we do not read text anymore. I think that 87% of internet traffic is now video traffic, and that's massive. And TikTok and Instagram have brought about these short form videos that you can produce on your phone. Again, upload, put a bottom third on there, and hit it on your homepage, and you will have wild success with it. I think that's kind of how those two questions align for me.
Okay, yeah, great. Well, I do appreciate you mixing those both together. So that's great. Well, I appreciate your time today. And once again, this is Eric Hubbard with Pain Free Dental Marketing, and our second conversation with a marketing firm. And so you've got a couple different options if you're watching these, and figure out which one is the best fit for you. So we appreciate your time and your insights today. and look forward to interacting with you again and seeing you again at an All-Star Dental Academy event. And we wish you all the best, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you.